Before you go out for your ride, it's essential to check your bike over, but aside from big bolts like your pivot ones, even your stem, quick releases, there's some easily missed ones. But what could they be? Well, here's 7 different bolts that you could miss, and they could even be ride ending. I'm going to kick it off with brake levers, and the first thing being, behind this hood is a little 8mm nut, and I've seen that actually loosen off, oil dripping out, and the brake just doesn't work after that. You get air in the system and you have to fully bleed it. So just check that out. Likewise, whilst you're there, just take your 2.5mm Allen key and just check that that's tight, and that's just a bleed port. Whilst we're on the subject of brakes, I'm going to take you down to the caliper and have a look at a couple of points that you should probably check out before you go for a ride as well. And I've actually seen some EWS riders, these loosen off and they've been unable to finish a stage, race over it, so you wouldn't want that. So you just want to check where the brake hose comes up and connects onto the caliper, check that out. And also the bleed port, you don't want to get any fluid gushing out, because again, you're just going to have to bleed that system, and that can be a right kerfuffle and a bit of a pain. The rear derailleur is quite easily missed when you can be doing a bolt check. For this SRAM one, all you need is a T25. You might actually think that your gears aren't indexed correctly, but it could just be that's loose. So just pop your Allen key in, tighten it up. If you've got a Shimano one, then it'll probably be a 5mm. No one likes whiskey throttle, so when you're checking your bike, make sure that you come up to the grips, and if you've got a set of lock-ons, just check that it's tight. If you've got a set of push-ons, then perhaps just use a little bit of hairspray, spray that on the inside, pop it in, and when it sets, it's going to be rock solid, and hopefully there'll be no slippage. What could be worse than getting a flat tire out on the trail? So I'm going to point you to check out the valve stem. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check that this valve nut's tight, then going to check that the valve stem's actually tight as well. You can use a set of pliers, or there is actually a specific tool, and then of course, just make sure that the valve is actually wound down. This next one might seem a little bit silly, but it's all about the bottle cage and these 2 bolts right here. Now, if they do come unwound, then you could actually find that you damage your frame, and that's pretty expensive to repair. Alternatively, it's just really annoying. This happened to me at the last race. They loosened off a little bit, and this was just rattling around, and I couldn't actually work out for a little while what the noise was. No pre-ride check could be complete without mentioning the fact that you want to check those stem bolts. There's 6 of them in this one, and all that you're going to need is you need a torque wrench, and that's 5Nm for each one. So we're just going to check them. Yeah, they're all good. You hear that click of the torque wrench. And then likewise onto the stem bolts as well. Perfect. So there you have it. There's our guide on 7 bolts that you could easily miss when you're checking your bike over. But we want to hear from you guys. Have you had any big crashes because you forgot to check a bolt? If you have, then you leave it in the comments down below. Or if we've missed anything, let us know. Alternatively, if you've got a video of you crashing, then you can send it to dirtshed@gmbn.com. For more great videos on GMBN, why don't you click just up there, you get to our full mechanical playlist. Or you could click down there and you'll see 5 things that mountain bikers do in the car park. As ever, don't forget to click on the globe and you'll get to subscribe. You get a great video every day of the week.